Good morning, friends. I hope everyone is doing well. I request everyone to watch my videos in a sequence for better understanding. If you really like my teaching and my efforts, please press the like button, share the videos with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and also press the bell button to get the regular updates. In this video, I want to discuss about what is a functionally complete, and I will discuss what are the set of operators which are functionally complete. Then I will explain this concept with an example. So I request everyone to watch the complete video for better understanding. Let me define what is functionally complete. A Boolean function is expressed by Boolean variables, the logic operation notations or symbols, and constant zeros and ones. Already you know that what is a Boolean function. It consists of Boolean variables and the logic operation symbols and also constants and zeros. Constants, zeros and ones. Whenever a Boolean function can be expressed by means of operations in it, okay, let's take that and, or, and not are the logical operations or symbols. Am I right or wrong? So with those symbols, if you can define any expression or a function, then what we can say, then only a set of operations is said to be functionally complete. Now let's see that and, or, not is functionally complete. Why? With these operations and, or, not, we can define any complex Boolean function also. Are you able to understand it or not? So this one we will call it as a functionally complete. If you see any operation, let's take that exclusive NOR. Exclusive NOR is what? It is A exclusive NOR B. I can represent using and, or, and not. How? It can be represented as A and B or A naught and B naught. Suppose if you see this one, you have and, you have nor, and you have not. With these three symbols, we have able to represent this function. So I can say that it is a functionally complete. So why I can say it is functionally complete? With the help of and, or, and not, I can define any complex function. They are the building blocks. I can say that. So I can say that these three operations, if I combine, I can say that it is functionally complete. Now people have thought, why to use three and, or, not? Can we further reduce? Can we further reduce the functionally complete set? If I can further reduce, then what will happen? The building block will be small, so that even using the small building blocks, you can define a complex function. So what they said, and not is also functionally complete. Why? Using and not, even you can find the or also. Are you able to understand? What initially and or not, they said functionally complete. Using and not, people have defined or. How it is? What is or? Or is nothing but A or B. Can I write like this? Now I can write the or by using this one. How it is? If I see this one, what it will be if I apply the, how I have written? See, what I have done is that A's complement and B's complement whole complement. This is equal to this one. How it is so? I will prove it. Apply the De Morgan's law. If you apply the De Morgan's law, it will be A's complement complement or B's complement complement. Am I right? A's complement complement is equal to A. B's complement complement is B. So even your R could able to define with the help of and. This is what? And complement is nothing but not. So using the and not, we can represent the R. So they said and not is also functionally complete. And even they said R comma not is also functionally complete. Why? The using or and not also we can find the and. So they said that these three sets are functionally complete. One is and or not is functionally complete, and comma not is also functionally complete, or and not is also functionally complete. So now when I can say that a given function is functionally complete is that that function whatever, suppose let's take that someone has given a function f which is equal to a complement or b complement c. This is the function they have given. Now when I can say that this function is functionally complete, listen carefully, when I can say this function f is functionally complete is when I can represent this function using this set, then I can say that this function is functionally complete. Now we will see whether it is functionally complete or not. So using this one, if I find not or means both or not, these two sets, if I can find it, then also I can say that it is functionally complete. Meaning is that using or comma not, I can define this function. Similarly, using and comma not, also I can define this function. Any one if it is coming, then I will say that this given function is functionally complete. So now first we will see, can we find not only not using this function? How I can find? Suppose let's take that if I keep function as a comma b, what is this function? A comma b comma c. But what I am doing is that even b also I am keeping a, c also I am keeping a, then what I will get it? If I do it, I will get it as a complement or a complement and a. Are you agreeing with me or not? Because in place of b you keep a, in place of c you keep a. So it is nothing but a's complement or a's complement and a, which if I further reduce a's complement or a's complement and a is equal to 0, so which is equal to a naught. So I find the naught. Are you able to understand? So I have to find r comma not. I already find not. Let's see, can I find r and NAND? Means not NAND and. Is it clear? If I find r, then I can say that it is functionally complete. If I find and, also I can say that it is functionally complete. Am I right or wrong? So we got the not. So how can I say whether it is r can be derived or not? See it, when I can say that it or can be derived, if I can represent this equation as a or b, then I can say that r can be find it out. Then I can say that it is functionally complete. Or if I can make it as a and b or b and c, then I can say that and can be find it out. Then I can say that also it is functionally complete. Why? And comma not also functionally complete, r comma not is also functionally complete. So which one we will do it is that, if you see that r can be easily find from this expression. How I can find? I have to make this expression as a or b. This is what the objective. How can I make it? This one a complement is there. So if I keep the in place of a complement, here a complement is there. If I keep a's complement in place of a, it will be a's complement I will get a. Will you agree with me or not? Here you have b's complement. So if I keep b complement in place of b, so what I am doing, first I kept a is equal to a's complement. Then if I keep b is equal to b's complement, then b's complement I will get b. And then again in place of c, if I keep b, this will be what? A or b's complement will be b and b. Are you able to follow it or not? Which is equal to a or b. So I found the r, then I can say that it is functionally complete. Is it possible or not? Yes, it is possible. So what I have to keep is that in place of a, I need to keep the a's complement. How I'll keep? Lot of people will say that, sir, you write the function as, you need to keep the a's complement. So you keep the a's complement here. And in place of b, you need to keep the b's complement. In place of c, you need to keep the b. But directly we should not write functions as a's complement, b's complement, b. We should give the function as inputs a, b, c like that only, or a. We should not give the in the input itself complement. Are you able to understand? So how I can write it is, I cannot give directly. Can I give indirectly? Yes. So how I will do is that a complement or a naught can be find it as a comma a comma a. Just now we have discussed. Am I right? Similarly, b's complement can be find it as b comma b comma b comma b. And in place of c, if I keep b, I will get it. So now if you see that all my inputs are a's only, are you able to b and b? So there is not directly. Are you able to understand? If I keep all a's, just now we have proved that we will get a's complement. Similarly, if we keep all b's, then we will get the b's complement. So let's see. If I keep it, what is the value I will get? A complement, B complement is nothing but A's complement, and then A, so you will get A's complement plus 0, which is A's complement. So you are getting the, here if you simplify this expression, you will get it as F A's complement. And if you simplify this expression, in place of A, you keep the B, so you will get the B's complement. In place of B, you keep the B, again B's complement. In place of C, if you keep the B, which is equal to B's complement. So indirectly, you are getting the B's complement. See, this is what we will call it as a nested function. Inside a function, you have another function. This concept we will call it as a nested function. And you have the B. So if you substitute A complement, B complement, B. See, I did not give directly the values. Indirectly, I have given the values. Now, in place of A, if I keep A's complement, which will be A's complement, or B, in place of B, I need to keep the B's complement. B complement. In place of C, I need to keep the B, which is equal to A's complement is A, B's complement is B, and B, which is equal to A or B. So from this expression, we have found A or B. Meaning is that using A or B, comma not, meaning is that using OR operator, comma not operator, you can find this complex function. So I can say that it is functionally complete. Are you able to understand it or not? Meaning is that using this basic function, I could able to find this function. So I can say that this is functionally complete. I hope you have understood what is functionally complete and with an example. If you still have any doubts, don't worry. I will discuss few more examples because this is a little bit complex topic. So I will discuss few more examples. If you still does not understand, then you can ask the doubts to me. Thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day.